Good afternoon, everybody. It is meteorologist Agents Weather Forecast, and welcome back to the video, guys. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be doing our first ever video on the Western Pacific, guys. And many of you guys know that they're not called hurricanes in the Western Pacific; they're called typhoons. So, guys, we're going to have a huge threat for major typhoons, a super typhoon, people in Asia like to call it super typhoons there, as basically a major hurricane, then it's called a major typhoon. So, guys, we can have two huge typhoons that could potentially affect Japan, potentially Tokyo, and potentially affect South Korea, and maybe and maybe China. So, guys, we're gonna have huge threats here, and if you guys want to know, if you guys have any family, friends, if you're gonna be visiting there anytime soon, guys, it can actually, if we rate it categories, we can have a category 5 typhoon, guys. And I would be saying them as categories. I know exactly they're not super duper categories. But, guys, if you guys want more videos like these, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you like daily weather forecast, be sure to subscribe too. I will be doing a winter live stream later around maybe 6 o'clock there, so stay tuned. And yeah, guys, just stay tuned. So, guys, first system we're going to be looking at is 09 West Francisco. That is the first system right now. We're going to be looking at the satellite imagery. Again, it's a bit different than the U.S. satellite imagery. So, again, guys, here we have 09W or 09 West San Francisco here. We do have it right now. We are having it not moving extremely fast. Right? I think it's moving at 10 miles per hour. I really don't know exactly when it is exactly how fast it is. We are having some outer bands start to spread, and typhoons are the same thing as hurricanes, guys. It's just a different name. It's the same exact formation, exact same way. It's just called a typhoon there. We are not really having a whole lot of vorticity, except for here we are having a little bit of rotation. If you guys don't know what vorticity is, it is the rotation. It's kind of like a tornado. It's like the rotation. So if you see the clouds going like this and this, that's vorticity, and that's what systems need to basically be organized. So that's basically what we're not exactly seeing there yet. Now we're gonna be looking at the cone and timing. They don't really have intensity guidances that I know of for typhoons. So just follow the area. This is actually where exactly it's going to go based on this. So it could bring a huge threat for Japan, southern Japan, and South Korea. So it already went through here, and then it's going to potentially become a tropical storm, and then become a major typhoon, guys. It's going to go straight through southern Japan. Many of the islands, southern islands of Japan and South Korea, are in the cone. Even parts of northern China, parts of I believe Russia will become in the cone there. Tokyo is out, but for Hiroshima and Kyoto, those are some areas in Japan that could be affected. And then Seoul, South Korea, and Busan, South Korea, will be affected by this. Again, this blue line is the exact eye, guys, and they can bring a whole lot of rain for this next, and it's going to be like kind of Eric and Flossie. We're going to have two upcoming systems, but the next one will be coming from the southern China Sea. So this kind of basically where it's going to be going. Now we're going to be looking at the 09 Francisco tracks and timing MSLP. This is the GEPS. So it is basically getting to 992 millibars, which is not extremely strong or extremely organized. But again, it is potentially going to bring in actually some heavy rain out there for some southern Japanese islands. And it could get to 994. It's going to get into the Yellow Sea. I believe I studied this last year, because here's it's called the Yellow River for the nickname. So it will be going next to Beijing, China. Again, it will put, some of the models do show it not hitting South Korea. They do just some of the models do show it hitting South Korea, but the most southern part, it's most definitely going to hit Japan, and it could actually affect Beijing. So if you're Beijing, China, you could be affected by some very heavy local rain there, and it could flood the Yellow River. And it could actually go again into the northern panhandle area of Japan, and then eventually reach Russia. But again, guys, even can actually possibly even go into North Korea. It's actually a bigger threat for North Korea than South Korea. It's going to be like right here in the border. Again, guys, I'm not super duper good with typhoons right now, because all these are kind of different than hurricanes. Again, I do apologize if I'm not the best. Now we'll be looking at Invest 94 90 94W or 94 West, so it's invest here. So again, it actually is getting somewhat let me actually change to yellow. I like yellow for this. It is somewhat having some circulation. Again, we are having this cloud system start to become a circular area. I believe these clouds right here will be the bands. Let me draw that. I believe these will be the bands right here, if you see that. And then this will be the center of it. So again, this is an invest, so it's not super duper organized. We are actually having a lot of growth. We're having a lot of growth right here, as you can tell. A lot more cloud cover. We are having some bands formation at the end of the satellite imagery. Let me actually see if I can stop this right here. Let me wait for it. Right here, I want to stop right here. I believe we, again, these cloud systems right here will be meeting right here. I believe that's the outer, this is actually going to be the outer bands right here. These cloud systems, and this will be the center. And eventually, I believe these outer bands will soon meet if it gets more organized into it. So it'll be more of a circular rotation. No vorticity that I know of yet. It's really, really hard to see on this one. It's a bit less, not as good quality. But again, this is the satellite imagery. Now we're going to be looking at the GEF tracks and MSLP. So here it is going to be coming from the southern China Sea, which is right here. Let me actually switch colors here. So it is looking like it's going to get extremely strong. This system is looking the biggest threat here. This one could be a category 5 or a, as they call it in Asia, super typhoon. So we'll be getting to 966 millibars. Look at this, right when it gets close to Tokyo, 957 millibars. That is at least a category 3. I will say it's a major typhoon. Some models do show it hitting Beijing and parts of south of Korea, but it's looking like a very big threat for Tokyo now. So if you're in Tokyo within the next 216 hours, which is about 7 days, I believe, or 8 days, that's where you could have some issues for the typhoon. If it gets really, really bad, I will do an update on the typhoon. I just want to let you guys know for any family members that you know that are in Asia. So now we're going to be looking at the GPS tracks, and we're going to be looking at a different model here. So if we look here, they're actually very, very scattered. Not all of these are agreeing right now, but at one point it's going to get very close to 980 millibars, extremely fast, and we must have some warm waters. And as it starts approaching the it's going to possibly be affecting the southern Japanese islands, guys. These I don't want to be over dramatic, but these islands can actually disappear. You're going to see really, really why. And then we'll be going off the coast of Japan. Again, these models are not extremely accurate. So now we're going to be looking at the radar here. So here we have 09W Francisco right here at 996 millibars. It will be intensifying extremely fast here at affecting southern Japan here, and then going straight through South Korea. So this is exactly what it's looking like, going straight through South Korea. It could potentially bring in some huge issues, but look, here we have this next big system, Invest 94W will be becoming a huge system here. So within it will be 1,000 millibars within. This is actually the 8th of August. It's actually going to take a while, but look at this, guys. It's incredibly big, guys. This is actually the size of the southeast with these outer bands. Look at these outer bands, guys. It's honestly incredibly big. It's huge. It's going to bring in so much rain for these southern Japanese islands, for Japan here. 948 millibars, guys. That's a category 5. And look, it stays here. It's like it stays in the islands. So it's going to bring in extremely heavy rain for very big areas, guys. This is the size of Florida or Texas. It's going to stay here. It's going to get at 941 millibars right on the islands, guys. I need to zoom in on here. Right on these islands right here. It's going to be incredible, guys. It's going to be getting right on those southern islands, guys. It's going to be, honestly, guys, I know I don't live there, but it's kind of a scary thought, and it will be going off the coast, and it could potentially affect Tokyo. Look at this incredibly big system, guys. It's honestly, if we see this in the U.S., you would have to move 2 states to avoid this, because that's how big it is, guys. And look, it's even going to affect Russia with 982 millibars, guys. That's at least a category 1 typhoon. But I want to go back for a second, guys. You guys need to look at the size right here. It's going to stay for the same area for days. Look, it's going to stay there. Just stay there. So it gets there around the 10th of August. Stays. Moves by the 13th of August, guys. That's so many flooding issues. Now we're going to be looking at the rain. So we're going to be looking at what Francisco brings first. So when Francisco does end, it's only going to bring around only 9 inches out here for South Korea. It won't bring extremely heavy rain for the southern Japanese islands. These are the islands I'm worried about. You're going to have to see why. So here's the cone, basically, based on the rainfall. It could again affect the South Korea area and southern Japan. So that's what it brought, only about 9 inches, which is still a lot of rain. But look at this. Look at what this next system's bringing in, guys. I don't know exactly what the name's going to be. Up to 17 inches. Let's see how fast it does. It goes from the 9th of August. It brings them some heavy rain for the and by the 10th of August, it brings 17 inches in a day, and then it's gonna go off the coast of Japan, guys. We're gonna have about 17 inches off the coast of Japan. Let me switch colors. I don't know if this is better. 17 inches right here. Look at these islands. These islands will be devastated with the huge waves here. Look at Tokyo is gonna get extremely heavy rain, guys. I'm honestly really scared. I really am. Now we're gonna be looking at these systems out here on Ventusky here. So by tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we have Francisco coming in, approaching Hiroshima and Fukuoka. Sorry, guys, it's really hard to pronounce here. And then we have this Invest 94W here with already tropical storm force winds here. We're gonna go at 5 p.m. On Monday. It will by the 5th of August. Francisco will have made landfall here for parts of Fukuoka and just south of Hiroshima here. And then we will have this Invest 94 system get a whole lot bigger. Here we actually have an eye. We're going to be getting to up to 50 miles per hour. By 8 p.m. it gets even stronger. Actually, Francisco gets a whole lot stronger. So it's going to be getting some warm water. So it goes through. The reason why it does get pretty strong, though, because they only went through the very, very small part of Japan's going to get a whole lot stronger. But look at this next system, guys. Look how big this is. It's about the size of Texas, without a doubt. Look at Texas right here. It's going to cover, it will cover all of Hawaii, guys. That was incredibly big. You have to zoom out. Look how big that is. I'm honestly, guys, really scared. I'm honestly am for these people who live here. Not a lot of people have TVs because it's a very small island and they don't have a whole lot. So by the time we go to the 6th of August, it's not a huge threat for Francisco, but it's, guys, you honestly look at the size of this thing. It's almost it can cover most of the Philippines. You have to come all the way like this. If we see anything like this in the United States, we'll have to evacuate so bad. Now we're going to see some huge winds now getting up to 70 miles per hour. This will be about a category 1. Very close to category 1 a typhoon. Oh gosh, guys, it gets a whole lot worse. We're gonna get to 83. We're gonna have 83 miles per hour here, guys. By 11 p.m. it intensifies a whole lot more. Look at the size. It's just incredibly big. It honestly is, guys. Like, just look at that. You never see anything like that in the United States or in the Atlantic. Again, we are going to be seeing, I believe, 87 miles per hour. We're going to be seeing a whole lot of vorticity right here, go all the way to 8 of Thursday. It's going to bring even worse, getting up to possibly some triple digits, I believe. Let's go all the way to the 10th when it does get in some islands. So look, it makes landfall on these islands. Just look at these winds. I'm going to try, it's way more. It's going to be in the triple digits for sure. Again, guys, it's going to get very strong. Straight through these islands, not gonna get any better. Look at these winds, guys. Just look at this. It's incredible. It's gonna be devastating these islands right here with some very harsh winds, guys, and some sheer 95, guys. There we're getting very close to the triple digits. And by the 11th, it will stay at these islands again, bringing extremely strong winds here. And by the 12th, it's gonna stay here. It's gonna stay and then start to move. So, guys, yeah, this is exactly what it's looking like, guys. It's incredibly strong, guys. It's just amazing. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit something different, but it's going to bring in some huge threats out here for Japan. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye guys.